Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Today we're looking at an album, of course. Before we do, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description of this video. If you want to know how the channel works, all that good stuff is going to be down in the description for this video. Today we are looking at the album The Beauty Between by King's Kaleidoscope. And this is the weird album cover, which I have heard called on a podcast one of the worst album covers of the year. It's very strange. This is the album cover. How do you do that with the hand? How do you make a heart with your hand like that? I don't understand that. Let me just camera. Okay. The Beauty Between is the second most recent King's Kaleidoscope album. But some people don't call it an album. Some people call it a mixtape, which is weird because, you know, this is coming from a band, not calling it an EP, they're calling it a mixtape, because on this King's Kaleidoscope album, they collab with a bunch of Christian rappers. I mean, Andy Mineo is on the title track, you have Braille, Bayleaf, and Derek Minor all on the song Alive. And, you know, Andy Mineo is one of the most popular Christian rappers, but those names, Derek Minor, Braille's also on the song Safe Retreat. Those are kind of the underbelly of Christian rap, kind of like the more underground Christian rap. Derek Minor's a little more popular than the rest, but Braille is from Beautiful Eulogy. He's from Humble Beast. He is a Humble Beast rapper. He's oftentimes the backbone of Humble Beast albums because he helps produce a lot of Humble Beast albums. Helps out other Humble Beast rappers. But he himself is part of the underground Christian rap group Beautiful Eulogy, who's kind of the face of Humble Beast, kind of the main head of Humble Beast. You also have the Humble Beast artist Propaganda on the song Playing with Fire. So plenty of features on this album. This is the only King's Kaleidoscope album that has any features, I'm pretty sure. And all of the features are rappers. So that's a thing. This album or mixtape or whatever you want to call it is really not very long at all. It only has 7 full-length songs. It's 3 interludes. What's really interesting about this album is it's just like The Wall or Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, in that all the songs bleed into each other. All of the songs are super connected, especially with the interludes. Even on the interlude, Does It Feel Like Real Love Yet? You have bits and pieces from an interlude that comes later on the album, Danger in the Jungle, and later goes into the song Playing with Fire, which plays right after Danger in the Jungle. So all these songs flow into each other with these interludes and with the endings of the songs, the beginning of the songs. So this is a very cohesive project, just in terms of the flow. It all flows together very, very nicely. The music on this thing is varied, but almost always excellent. The song The Beauty Between is a fairly light song. The music is just kind of light and kind of quirky, a little bit weird. Same with Rain, the background music, which is highly electronic, and they use a lot of weird sounds on this album. That's something they really, really embrace on their most recent album, Zeal, which I have not reviewed. I'm not going to review it now, but in the future, I really, really do want to review it. I'll try to remember to do that. But, the last song, Rain, you have some quirky electronic effects and stuff. Alive is like one of those songs where you have the chorus and then every verse is like a rap verse. So Zach Hill, I don't remember, never mind, that's not his name. That's like a Death Grips guy. The lead singer for this band sings the chorus, and then you have a rapper doing each of the verses, and then you have this really big, epic outro that is just really huge and epic. Sometimes Phoenix has this really dark, cool rap beat. I mean, it hits so hard. This beat is just so insanely lit, and it's like, I can't do it. It's like a sound effect, like a vocal effect, and then like distorted, and oh man, it is a sick beat. Sometimes Phoenix is, and then it has this really big, epic chorus. It's a crazy song. Safe Retreat is basically a ballad with this kind of slow, profound, supposed to be kind of emotional music going on. And then you have the bridge, which is like, you know, some people bring in a rapper for a bridge, and they do a bridge like this happens on pop songs sometimes, especially old pop songs from like the 2000s. But you have a rapper, you know, Braille, doing the bridge. But it's like a ballad and then a rapper comes in. So that's a thing on this album. The song Sticks and Stones has just really big, really epic. This one really sounds like a King's Kaleidoscope song. If you listen to their older stuff, it just has this really big chorus, just really epic sounding, a lot of different instruments, and this just crazy huge hook. Playing with Fire is a really, like, hardcore, like, the lyrics are hardcore for Christian music. The lyrics go really hard on a whole lot of different topics, like mentioning racism and all these kind of stuff. Propaganda often making very politically charged lyrics, and that's no exception. And the main lead singer of this band almost raps on this song fairly aggressively, and, aggressive for Christian music, I should say. And he goes pretty hard in the lyrics, and the music on this one's very dark, and the lyrics are fairly dark. It's a pretty dark, heavy kind of song. Production on this album, really, really great. I mean, like I said, a lot of variety. King's Kaleidoscope, especially, they've always had tons of variety in their music, and using electronic effects, using computer-generated effects, and using real instruments. They're like a 10-piece band. There's so many people in their band, and that really shows on this album. Their versatility in music is incredible. Always interesting, almost always very high quality. If they're going for a ballad or a sick rap beat, like, they just pull everything off production-wise on this thing. It's really great. The only songs that don't have amazing music are the first one, the title track, and Rain. Rain is the most disappointing song on the album and is the worst song on the album because the lyrical content is totally boring. It's almost generic enough to be like, I think the lyrics are generic enough to be on some popular Christian contemporary music hit, which is really surprising for the band because their lyrics go above and beyond and are much more deep, much more complicated and complex than most Christian artists, most lyrics written by Christian artists on Christian bands. But lyrically, this project is really, really impressive, especially on songs like Playing with Fire and The Beauty Between. Sticks and Stones, that one's really great. This is a really great project. It sounds like, from what, I think his name is Zach King? I don't remember his name, man. I've listened to him in podcasts and stuff, as a guest appearance on Bad Christian Podcast and Jesus Freak Hideout Podcast, but I can't remember his name for the life of me. It's similar to Zach King. I don't know why I can't remember it. Anyway, also vocals on this thing, he's always extremely passionate. It's one of the most distinguishable things about the band is just his extremely passionate vocals, and they really shine through in this song, especially on songs like Sticks and Stones and Safe Retreat. And his part on Alive is fantastic, the ending of Alive. Honestly, extremely tight project. The flow of this album is something really original and really cool, and most albums don't do this, where all the songs flow into each other, and it's like the album is like one cohesive experience. This album, just extremely cohesive, very consistent for the most part. I really, really, really like this album. Some of King's Kaleidoscope's best songs. The only drawback on this album, I think, is the song Rain. Besides that, really great album. Even the interludes are really great. I'm going to give this 4.5 stars out of 5. Honestly, guys, King's Kaleidoscope, I think, is one of the best bands ever. They're easily, like, the best Christian band ever. The best band that labels themselves as a Christian band that makes worship music. They don't really do that on this album, but they do on Becoming Who We Are, which I will talk about pretty shortly on this channel. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.